Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's KIM in the SAV. Well, dang, lady, you just want to come up on the curb, huh? It's KIM in the SAV. Kim out of Savannah, Georgia. And I was walking to get to enroll, so I said, let me do a little story time for the people. Y'all, it is winter. I did not move down to Savannah for the wind or the winter. I am so unhappy right now. This is not the business. Woo, jeez. Anyway, it's been a while. Hey, what's going on, Reggie? And so I was wanting to do this. Everything I do, right? It comes from like a conversation that I've had with someone, or inspired by, right? Inspired by. So I'm gonna tell y'all about the time that, hey, Vanessa, I punked out, and of course, we would all like to think that we're brave and courageous all the time, but there are definitely times when, we don't have our best moments. So, in this story, I'm going to tell you about one of my not so proud moments, but it was a learning experience and definitely necessary. So, I'm not going to make this long. It's not some big deal, but sometimes you get the biggest lessons from the smallest events. So my first network marketing company, I studied for months. Like, when people say they're skeptical, I totally get it, because I did everything in this company before I was actually technically in the company. It was wild. By the time I got in, I knew everything, or so I thought, right? But I didn't need like stuff that I didn't have the questions that most people have, because I had already been acting as if I were already in the company for months, like almost half of a year. Okay, and so I got in the business. There was a guy who I greatly admired. He was like one of the top people in the company, real superstar, rock star. I mean, like, at one of the meetings, the video that introduced him, like, women were screaming like he was a hip hop star or something. Like, they were going crazy, and I was like, for real. So he was a really big deal. Well, my sponsor quit that business, and she was directly sponsored by him. And so when she quit, he was my next upline. Now, he was in another state. He was in Texas, I was in Georgia. He was traveling all around the world. At that time, he was making over $500,000 a month. Like I said, a really big deal. So people were telling me, he's not going to help you. You don't make enough money. You don't have a big enough team. He doesn't know who you are. You're basically on your own. You should just quit too if your sponsor quit, because you basically have nobody. But I was like, whatever. And guys, I just stayed consistent. I went to the meetings. I did a whole bunch of stuff, and it did not show up in my back office. I was not making like big bucks by any stretch of the imagination. Hey, I am good. How are you? Good, chilling. Oh my gosh, I am not here for this. But yeah, my check was to be laughed at. Okay, but I was like, I'm going to stay consistent. I'm going to go to the meetings. I knew what he did to get to where he went, and he said he had to do all the activity even when the money wasn't there. So I said that's what I was going to do, and so I went to the meetings all the time. And the majority of people don't do that. They only go to the meetings when a big speaker comes. So I remember one meeting, he popped up in town, and during the break, he called me over. And I didn't even know. I didn't think he really knew who I was. So I was surprised. So I was like, oh, am I in trouble? It's kind of like when the principal calls you over. You're like, what did I do? And so he basically asked me why was I still in the company, even though my sponsor had quit. And he asked me if I wanted him to coach me, which to me, I was like, oh my gosh, like, do you really have to ask? But it is important to ask people questions, y'all, because sometimes you might be surprised by the answer, even if you think you know the answer. So I said, of course I want you to coach me. And so, all those people that were like, he's not going to reach out to you, you're not big enough, he's making beggar money from his leaders, and you're just out here on your own, you should quit. I was like 90 boo-boo in my head, right? So, here I am, new to the industry. I have this multi-millionaire's phone number, and I can call. He actually picks up. And not his assistant. Everybody else is calling his assistant. But I can actually call him. Y'all, I would be so nervous to call him. Seriously. Like, I remember this one time I called and I was like, he was like, hello. I was like, hello. I said, hello, how are you doing? He said, I'm great. How are you? I said, I'm great. How are you? He said, I'm great. How can I help you? Because I would just like talk in circles because I would be so nervous. So super nervous because and I remember telling him one time, I don't want to waste your time. And he was like, listen, don't take this the wrong way, but you could never waste my time. I would never allow you to waste. I learned so many lessons from him. He was like, I would never allow you to waste my time. If anybody ever wastes my time, the person who is at fault is me, because I allowed them to do that. And I was like, dang, truth. So I learned a lot about, my own self-worth, understanding people, talking to people, and just a whole bunch of stuff. So anyway, guys, when I say this man did so much for me, he was so helpful. He gave me his time. He gave me his expertise. When I brought people to meet him, he always made them a priority. No matter how many people would be in the meeting, he would always be like, Kim. And I'd be like, oh my gosh. Yeah, and he would act like we were the best of friends, so that the people that I brought, because, that's just the way that it wasn't an act. That's just the way he was. He was all about the people. And he always said, if you focus on the people, the paper will come. But you got to focus on the people. So, guys, let's hurry this up, right? I quit that company. It was not planned. I got into the company that I'm in right now. I had no intentions of doing this business. I was ride or die for that other company. And so this company kind of snuck up on me. But y'all, the whole thing is, I was trying to ride 2 horses at the same time for a while. How many of y'all know it's extremely hard to do that, if not impossible, for the majority of people? If you can't do one company very well, how the heck you gonna do 2? So I quit that company eventually because I was making more money with this and it was way easier. And I never called him and told him. Why? Because I was extremely embarrassed. I felt like he had poured so much into me. He had put so much into me that I felt like I had let him down. So I just didn't say anything. And I lied to you not, it was like a year later when I called him. And he picked up like it was nothing. He picked up like nothing ever happened. He was like, hey, Kim, what's going on? I was like, and I didn't even know what to say. I remember it took the longest for me to even call him. I was like, he's probably changed his number. We all tell ourselves so many stories in our own head, right? But he picked up, and it was a short conversation because I always respected his time. And I told him I just want to call and apologize. And he said, well, where are you at right now? And how is it going for you? Are you happy about it? Because this was his philosophy in that first company, y'all. And this is the truth. He was like, if you don't want to be here, or you don't believe that this is the place that you can make all your dreams come true, then quit. He was like, then quit. And the first time he said that, I was like, is he for real? Because most network marketers, they be like, stay until you get your pay, stay. And they try to beg you to stay somewhere. But he was the first person that was like, go. Hey, I'll open the door for you. And it wasn't in a rude way. He was just saying, why would you stay somewhere that you don't even think, that you don't even believe in? Like, it's pointless. How are you going to build somebody else's belief in a company that you don't believe in? So he was saying, quit. And he said it. He said, my job is to help you quit as soon as possible so that you can go somewhere else and be successful if you don't think you can be successful here. And so he totally changed my mind about so many things. And that's basically the reason why I have the attitude I have. I tell my team all the time, go. Like, I'm not into emotionally blackmailing anybody to do anything. And that's not just in network marketing. That's in friendships. That's in a relationship. That's anything. Go. If you don't want to be around me, don't be around me. And I think most people should be like that because pain usually comes from people not recognizing that and forcing people, come on, what can I do to make it work? What can I do to keep you? What can I do to make you happy? And, that never really works, right? So anyway, in the conversation, this is what stuck out to me. He asked about where I was, how I was doing, did I like it? And I told him yes. And that put me at ease. I was really comfortable in the conversation. And this is the kicker, guys. And I told him, I just really want to apologize because you were so great to me. And all this stuff he already knew because you don't get to that level of success without almost being like a psychic, right? So he wasn't surprised by anything I said. I could tell. And I was like, I just want to really, really tell you that, I did not call you and at least give you the respect, the honor, the courtesy of telling you that I was quitting the company, not because I didn't appreciate you, but really because I was embarrassed. I said, and I told him, I said, I felt like I let you down. And he said this, and I will always remember this. And he said, Kim, I did not do all those things for you. So you could, oh, they're called Kango jump boots. They take the pressure off of your knees and your feet. Yeah, better than the best sneaker. Thank you. So he said, Kim, I didn't do all those things for you so that you could win with me in this company. He said, I did all those things for you so that you could win. Period. And I was like in my head, but on the phone I was like, wow, that's really profound. But in my head I was like, he's a boss. And that really stuck. Again, he said, Kim, I didn't do all those things for you so that you could win with me in this company. I did all those things for you so you could win. Period. And that really stuck with me because I 100% believe him. It wasn't about the paycheck that he made off of me. His whole goal is to make an impact on, like, he has a whole mission statement written out, and he's like, I want to help. I forget his number. I forget exactly what it is, and I don't want to misquote it. But he was like, he wants to help X amount of people around the world. Again, it's not that he's going to profit off of them. He just wants to have that impact. And because he understands that impact drives income, his goal is not a certain income as much as it is to have a certain impact on a number of people. So I was like, wow, that is why I loved working with him. That is why even to this day, we're not in the same company. I still listen to his leadership trainings. I still listen to his calls. I still listen to almost everything I can find on him. And I have no doubt that if I pick up the phone, if I called, he would still pick up the phone. But why did I say that? I say that because recently, and I'm not the type of person like some network marketers, they will only tell you about the good stuff that happens in their business. 5 people joined today, yeah, and all this other stuff, but I tell you about everything. So the reason why I'm saying this story is because recently someone called me, and it's a client, and they had joined the business, and then they said, hey, Kim, I don't think this is for me. And so we had the conversation. And so I just talked to her about, again, I was like, no, please stay, please don't go. No, I was like, okay, cool. Because I'm not going to lie to you. People ask, is it a lot of work? It depends. That's all relative, right? Is it a lot of work compared to what I used to do? Heck no. Is it a lot of work compared to nothing? Heck yes. Will it be a lot of work to you? I don't know. You have to see. For me, I have a very systematized way of doing things. Like this Facebook Live, this is nothing. I'm walking to my son's school to pick him up, and I'm talking to y'all at the same time. For somebody else, this might be a big deal to do a Facebook Live. Oh, I don't want people to see. I don't have makeup on. My hair not twisted. They might, booger. People might jump through the phone and get me on the Facebook Live. For some people, the Facebook Live is the biggest deal in the world, right? So it's all relative. But this person who went from client to consultant and said, I just want to be a client again, I respect her immensely because she had the balls to do what and I say that loosely, of course, but she had the balls to do she had the guts. Let's say that. She had the guts to do what I didn't have the guts to do. And that's just simply call someone and give them the courtesy of saying, thank you for the time that you did spend with me, but this is not for me. And a lot of people will quit something without quitting. It could be a friendship, it could be a marriage, it could be a business. They will just go cold on you, right? They just won't say anything, and you'll be like, where's so-and-so? Where's so-and-so? Where? I guess she's busy again. I guess she didn't pick up the phone because she's on the toilet again. Where's so-and-so? You'll have no clue why that person is not answering your phone call. And it can go on like that for months or years. And it's because the person is avoiding you because they don't have the guts to tell you what they should tell you. So when the person on my team told me they didn't want to do the business anymore, or, hey, I really don't think this is for me, and she said, girl, you got this thing down to a science, like it's working for you, but for me, I don't think it's a good fit. And so, now I'm not gonna lie, early in my network marketing career, I would have been mad about that, right? Because a lot of network marketers think you got to go get somebody, right? You got to go get them. And then once you get them, you got to keep them. You got to hold them tight. You got to suffocate them. And I had that mentality because I was just like, the more people I have, the more money I'll make. But if you want to do this as a professional and as you mature in the business, in the industry, then you come to find out is, again, like my leader taught me, it's not about the number of people that drives your income. It's about the impact you have. And anybody that comes into contact with me, I want to give them enough tools or skills or whatever. I want to do my part and I want to let them know that ultimately their success is up to them doing their part as well. But I never want to fall short of me doing my part. However, I also understand, like the leader that taught me, that just because I do my part does not mean the person will do their part. And it doesn't, excuse me, it doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't mean that they don't like me. It doesn't mean that they don't respect me, because I liked and respected my leader greatly. Still do to this day. Like, he is the best. However, it could just be that it's not a fit. That's all. It's not a fit. But anybody that I come into contact with, just like that leader who instructed me, when I came into contact with him, my life was forever changed. Even before I personally met him, just through the mentorship that he gave me, through his coaching, through his audio programs, my life was forever changed. But when I came in direct contact with him, oh baby, woo! I was just like, are you serious right now? I want to have that same impact on other people. So the people that connect with me in the Better Body Crew, I mean, I've invested thousands of dollars in myself, both in formal education and personal development. I pass on so much information to them. Whatever skills I have, I'm like, hey, here's how you, that's the benefit of connecting with me. And I want them to take those skills, because they're transferable skills no matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you want to take them to the corporate world or to, you know, this new age economy, to another business. It doesn't matter. I want them to be able to take those skills and say, hey, I am better. Or I want them to look back at our interaction, our friendship, our relationship, our business partnership, and say, I am a better person because I came into contact with Kimberly Prosperity. Because I will forever say that about Mr. David Imonitie. So guys, that is the time that I punked out. Like I said, I learned so much from it. I was so happy that he and I had that conversation, because it taught me that it's not about getting somebody to win with you in what you're doing right now. Just have a positive impact on somebody's life, so that later on when they win, they'll look back and think highly of you, favorably of you and your interaction. Okay, I hope that helps someone. Guys, never punk out and stuff. It's always a way that you can approach a situation, articulate and communicate your perspective. And if you're working with a mature person, dealing with a mature person, they will hopefully understand no matter what you say, even if it's probably not the most desirable thing that they want to hear. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I am here to pick up my little one now, so I'm going to enjoy this moment with him. Y'all have a great one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.